Hello and welcome to sunny Birmingham, home of the Bullring of Birmingham City Football Club, and for now at least, of Cadbury's chocolate. A great deal of development is planned in the city, not least the new high-speed rail link, which could bring up to £1.9 billion worth of gains for the city. And of course the ongoing Big City plan. At £17 billion, this is the largest master planning ever seen in the UK. Birmingham is the largest local authority in Europe, but it is set to act 2,000 more jobs this year and is under pressure to cut spending by 75 million. After the election, more spending cuts are likely, with the Institute for Fiscal Studies estimating a further £115 million cuts by 2019.
Well, the one thing with the Big City plan, it's very much kept Birmingham's aspirations for regeneration on track, and people have been saying, well, it's stopped, what will happen to it? But the fact is nothing's changed, nothing's stopped. The economy's changed, the environment's changed in which development occurs, but there is still a plan there, and a plan, a city-wide plan, which is still holds good really for the foreseeable future.
Well, we've got I think a list of things that we would like to see. I think towards the top of my list would be more powers to build infrastructure ourselves, and I'm thinking particularly of legislation that will encourage tax incremental financing and what is known as accelerated development zones, ADZs.
They will be playing a game of spending cuts and trying to maximise value from their assets as they come forward for sale. The problem that brings with it is that best value starts to mean only best price, and not necessarily the best impact for regeneration or proper development and proper planning of the city.
Is there one policy being proposed by any of the three parties that you think could be particularly damaging for the property industry?
I can't think of anything that will be badly damaging, but I think the one area of serious concern at the moment is the fact that the Conservatives want to make major adjustments to the planning system, and I think that is causing quite a lot of consternation, particularly the prospect or the proposal that third parties might have some right of appeal or involvement in a planning application process.
Each of the parties have got something to add. Each of them are also proposing something that's not so positive. There are changes to, or hints at changes to the planning system which may speed things up, but equally could introduce further delays. There are elements in terms of business generation for business rates relief and business rates reductions. Whether they will come into the full effect and the timing of when they come in will probably be the biggest issue.
I believe that the sovereign wealth funds from the Middle East are very interested in the Birmingham story, the Birmingham opportunities, and I think that sort of money is lined up, but it can't do it on its own. It's only part of the cocktail of finance that needs to come together.
I suspect if they're doing their job, they'll be speaking to anybody and everybody who can assist in funding public projects which are likely to be threatened, and I'd welcome the fact that they're doing that.
There's plenty that's going to finish. We are confident that we will get the new library built and delivered. New Street Station is pretty much nailed on. The super hospital practically finished. So I think Birmingham's probably ahead of many other cities in terms of the amount of regeneration that is so far advanced that it can't really be damaged. But we've got a lot left to do.
There is some debate, however, over whether the new high-speed rail link will serve as a help or a hindrance.
Overall, it's a help. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's happened at a time when Eastside has taken 10 years to get to the point that it's got to, and it just looked as though one or two of the developers there were getting to the stage where they got a hotel deal done and something was going to get kick-started. And that the high-speed rail announcement has affected 3 of the 5 key sites or major development sites in Eastside. But overall, it has to be an advantage over a 1 or 2 decade period for Birmingham and the West Midlands. There's no question about that.
It has caused a major impact. I think overall, nobody in the city, certainly not in business, would suggest that a high-speed 2 is not of long-term benefit to Birmingham. However, in the short to medium term, it's caused a real problem. In the short term, it's effectively stopped Birmingham City University, which happens to be one of our clients, building its new campus in Eastside, albeit it is determined to do so, but it will have to find an alternative site. But that has stopped about 350,000 square feet first phase of development starting this year in a market which actually isn't, overborne with big projects coming through. So
I think, generally speaking, it's going to be a great thing for Birmingham because it's putting us closer to the capital. It's going to encourage investment, and you're going to have the ability to get to London in short order. And more importantly, people who are based in London can be based in Birmingham. So I think, in principle, it's great. Whereas slightly an awkward situation is that it seems to have come out of nowhere in terms of the developers who own the sites at the moment. So one moment it's not there, next minute it's there, and everyone's saying, where did it come from? So, but I think for Birmingham as a city is fantastic.
So that's all from Birmingham for today here in Brindley Place. The city is determined to deliver on its ambitious regeneration plans despite looming public sector cuts. The real controversy, of course, lies around the high-speed rail link. Join us tomorrow when we're in Bristol on voting day.